earlier match. He first came to London in 1870. Steinis was at that point a much stronger player than Zukertort. They played a match, I don't know if it was at Simpson, but certainly in London, and Steinis won by 7-1 at that time. And apparently the winner of that match won £20, and the loser £10. So that's quite nice. People speak of his characteristic politeness, Zukertort. He crossed Blackburn in a match in 1881, a bit later on. I think 72. Blackburn, of course, the famous British champion. So Zukertort, well, it could be a good match player on his day, although of course he lost famously to Steinis that much longer match. He crushed Blackburn in a match, and other people as well. He was very effective against in matches. The account of his death we've already described. He's described here in London 1883, his greatest success. London 1883, where he ran out a clear winner ahead of all the world's best players, including Steinis. And he's described in that event as having, and I quote, "with clean-cut features and an intellectual-looking face, but with marks upon it of considerable nervous tension." Interesting, huh? That was 1883 when he was at the sort of zenith of his chess strength. So already there, perhaps people noticing that perhaps his health was not of the most robust condition, if you like. So that I think is quite interesting. The account of his sort of last moments, if you like, I could just read quickly here. On the 19th of June, here in the divan, he complained of feeling faint, and a little brandy was offered him, but unconsciousness quickly supervened, and he was taken to the British Club, which is another chess club, for quietness. There, however, the state of coma deepened, and despite medical aid, his case seemed desperate. He was then removed to the Charing Cross Hospital, where, however, he never recovered consciousness. That was the following morning. You know, I could go on and talk about a lot of things, but like I said, a nice quote here. The number of his personal friends, especially here tonight, seeing so many people come here, especially today. This is a quote from Jacques Mises, who was actually technically was the first British Grandmaster. It's almost like a trick question, because he became a naturalised British player after British person subject after World War II, and he didn't die until 1954, so a very long-lived man. He met Zukertort.
Do you know where? Do you know where?
Where? It's in London. He met
in Frankfurt.
In Frankfurt. Okay.
1887. That was one of the very last tournaments.
And he did very well in that tournament in Frankfurt. Okay. And Jacques Mises said this is very nice. In 1942, in the British Chess Magazine, an appreciation of Zukertort, actually the centenary of Zukertort, he wrote the following: the number of his, i.e. Zukertort, the number of his personal friends, especially in England, was very great. This week. That was written in 1942. So he still has lots of friends in England, I can see that, and also in Poland, of course. And also to bring us up to current times, on September the 20th, next month here in Simpsons, there will be an elite chess tournament here being played. The FIDE Grand Prix will take place here. The first tournament of a new cycle of tournament, first event of a new cycle of FIDE events. Some of the world's best chess players were playing here in Simpsons, so that shows the continuity from Zukertort's period and just before Zukertort. In fact, this is the same premises until the current time. So there's a connection between chess and this establishment is very, very strong. That starts next one. Maybe I could just finish with a quick little story. This happened to me, a true story, in Amsterdam as part of my researches and asking people if they knew anything more about Zukertort than what's available on the internet and in old magazines. I happened to go into a bookshop, sorry, a second-hand bookshop in Amsterdam. Absolutely true story. And the man that played a bit of chess, I introduced myself and he heard about something. And I mentioned about Zukertort. I said, hey, I'm doing a bit of research on Zukertort. And he said, I know a story about Zukertort. I said, oh yeah. And he told me the following story, which I've never seen, and maybe Michael or someone, there's plenty of people who know more about Zukertort than I do, could maybe corroborate this story or say no with someone else, not Zukertort. But I'll tell you the story. And it may well have happened in Holland, since I was told this story in Holland. And the story is the following. There was an opening or closing ceremony at a chess tournament. Zukertort was like a sort of a banquet, if you like. And a minister, that was the word that was used to me, a minister was making his remarks, welcoming people or closing the event, I don't know which. And Zukertort was still talking to his neighbour at the dinner table, if you imagine. This minister, a very important chap, was addressing the guests. And Zukertort's neighbour said to him, shh, be quiet, because that chap talking, he's a minister, he's a minister. And the story is Zukertort turned around and said to him, well, if he's a minister, he should say he's a minister. So I don't know if it's true or not, or if that applies to someone else. But I was told that story in an Amsterdam bookshop by a Dutch chess aficionado, and he swore it was a true story. He'd heard from his father, or he'd read it, or heard it from someone. So whether that's true or not, I don't know. Anyway, a big thank you to all of you for coming, and I'd like to ask to introduce now the next speaker. I'd thank him also personally for coming here today. I know he's a very busy man, and he's made a great effort to come here, and he speaks really well. So a big round of applause, please, for CJ de Moy, President of the English Chess Federation.